Good morning, everyone. Now, let's start the new lesson that is organic chemistry, some basic principles and techniques. Now, but before starting the lesson, we know that we are facing COVID-19. So, there are certain guidelines for the COVID-19. The first one is wear mask properly. The second one is maintain the physical and the social distancing. Do not share eatables and water bottle with anybody else. And the main thing is wash your hand with the help of soap for at least 20 seconds and after a certain interval of time. So now come to the topic, that is organic chemistry, some basic principles and techniques. Now, if we are talking about the organic chemistry, so definitely means we are talking about the carbon or the compounds which contain carbon, compounds which contain carbons. So compound means which contain carbon. We know that carbon possesses a property of catenation. Now the catenation is a catenation. Now the catenation is a self-linking property. Catenation is a self-linking property. And also about the fact that carbon possesses this property to the maximum extent. Now carbon is also capable to form compound. Carbon is also capable to form compound with other atoms, and these atoms are hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus and X. Now this X stands for the halogens. So carbon form compound when it combined with the hydrogen, when it combined with the oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus and X means halogen. The halogens are chlorine, bromine, iodine, fluorine. These all are the halogens. So these compounds, when the carbon combined with these other elements, so they form a compound, and these compound are called organic compound. These compounds are called organic compound, and their study is known as organic chemistry. The study of the organic compound is known as the organic chemistry. Now, the first heading of this lesson is a general information or the classification of organic compound. General information and the classification of organic compound. So the first heading is tetravalency of carbon. Tetravalency of carbon, shapes of organic compounds. Tetravalency of carbon, shapes of organic compound. So the atomic number of carbon is 6. So the electronic configuration is 2 in the inner shell and 4 in the outer shell. So 2 plus 4 is equal to 6. And if we do the classification according to the Aufbau principle, so that is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. 2 plus 2, 4 plus 2 is equal to 6. So due to the presence of only half-filled p orbitals, carbon is expected to exhibit a valency of 2. Carbon is expected to exhibit a valency of 2. But in all of its known stable state, carbon is a tetravalent. We know that carbon is a tetravalent. This is the structure. Carbon is a tetravalent. So the tetravalency of carbon can be explained by the excited state concept. It can be explained by the excited state concept. And what is the excited state concept? Means by exciting one of the paired 2s electron to the 2p orbital. By exciting the 2 electron which is present in the s orbital, they are excited into the 2p orbital by absorbing the energy from the system. So this concept is called the classical concept. This concept is called the classical concept of bonding. So here, if 4 hydrogen atom are attached to this one, for example, this one, for example, this is CH4. So CH4 means 1 carbon atom, and how many hydrogen atom? There are 4 hydrogen atom. So this is the structure for the CH4. So here how many bonds are there? 4 CH bond. This is 1 bond, this one is 1, this is 2, this one is 3, and this one is 4. So here 4 equivalent CH bonds are present in CH4. Are present in CH4. So 4 bonds are present, and this is the modern concept of bonding. This definition is because of the modern concept of the bonding. So carbon shares electrons with other element to form the covalent compound, because here I am using the word share, and if there is a sharing, so definitely there will be a covalent compound. Covalent compound. When sharing takes place, so definitely there will be a formation of the covalent compound. So this is all about the carbon, that is the tetravalency and the self-linking property, which is also known as the catenation. Now the next topic is structural representation of organic compound. That is structural representation of organic compounds. Structural representation. Now organic compound means when the carbon combine with the hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus and the halogen, they form a compound, and such compounds are known as organic compound. So how we represent, what is the way to represent the organic compound? Represent means the structure. What is the way by which we can represent the structure of the organic compound? So there are 3 type of a structure. 3 type of a structure, that is complete structure, next is condensed structure, and last one is bond line structure. So there are 3 type of a structure: complete structure, condensed structure, and the last one is the bond line structure. So these are the different ways by which we can represent the structure. So first is, that is called dash or complete, dash or complete structure. They both are same. The first one is dash structure, or dash structure is also known as the complete structure. Now in the dash structure is also called the complete structure. Earlier we have studied about the Lewis structure. So we know that Lewis structure is a dot structure. The dot structure, when we represent by the dot, we represent the bond by the dot, it is known as the dot structure. So if in the Lewis structure of an organic compound, all the bond pair are replaced by dash. This is the symbol for the dash. If all the bond pair are replaced by dash, then obtained structure is known as the dash structure, or also known as the complete structure. So the name complete is given to such structure because it shows all the bond present in between any two atoms clearly. For example, carbon and hydrogen. So this is the dash. So this is the dash. So when we represent the structure like this, so here it is clearly visible that how the bond is present in between the carbon atom and the hydrogen atom. So therefore it is known as a dash structure. So now if we use the dash, single dash, so it is called the single bond. If we use a double dash, so it is called double bond. And if we use three dash, it is called triple bond. This one is called the triple bond. So this is the single dash, represent the single bond, this is the double bond, and this is the triple bond. For example, we have let us take the example of Lewis dot structure, that is C2H6. For example, we have C2H6. Now let's make a Lewis dot structure for the C2H6. So for that, carbon. Now this is the bond for the carbon, this is the dot for the carbon, and this cross sign represent the atom or the electron of the hydrogen atom. So this is the Lewis dot structure. This structure is called the Lewis dot structure for the C2H6. But in case of the dash structure or complete structure, all the dots are replaced by the dash. All the dots are replaced by the dash. Now here it is clearly visible that only one bond is here because only one electron pair is present here. Here also one electron pair, this is also one electron pair, this one, this one, this one, this is also one electron pair. So all the bonds present in the C2H6 are known as the single bond. These all bond are called the single bond. And if we draw the dash or the complete structure for C2H6, so it will be that is C single bond, C, this is H, this one is H, this is H, single bond H, single bond H, single bond H. So this one is the dash or the complete structure for the C2H6. Okay. Now this is the example when the single bond is present or single dash is present. Let's take the another example for the double bond or the triple bond. So let's take the example of the first one is ethene. That is C2H4. This one is C2H4. This is for the ethene. So in case of the ethene, the structure is like this. There is a double bond in between the carbon atom. How many hydrogen atom are there? 4 hydrogen atom are there. So this is for the hydrogen atom. So this is the structure of ethene where the double bond is present in between the two carbon atom. Now the next example is of ethyne, that is C2H2. So how many hydrogen atom are there? There are 2 hydrogen atom. So this one This is the structure for the ethyne, and here triple bond is present. 3 dash are present. It means that the here triple bond is present. So such type of a structure, this structure, this structure, this structure, and this structure. So such type of a structure are known as the dash or the complete structure, because it show a clear bond in between the two atom. Here two atom are, one is the carbon atom and another one is the hydrogen atom in all three cases. So that when the representation is very clear or in the form of a dash, so such type of a structure is known as the dash structure. And when we represent by help of a dot or the cross, so this structure is known as the Lewis structure. Sometimes it is also called as a Lewis dot structure, and this structure was given by the Lewis. They represent, these dots are the electrons. These dot, this is the electron of the carbon, and this cross sign is the electron of the hydrogen atom. So now come to the next type of a structure, and that structure is known as the condensed structure. That structure is called condensed structure. Now it is clear from the name, the structure become condensed, it become compact. It means when all the bonds but except double and triple, all the bond except double and triple, it means we are talking about only single bond. So when all the bonds except double bond and triple bond are omitted, and the number of the identical group attached to an atom is represented by subscript. For example, we have 3 hydrogen atom. So in place of this structure, this is the structure when the 3 hydrogen atom are placed. So instead of writing this structure, we write CH3. We omitted all the bonds, all 3 bonds, 1, 2, 3. We omitted all 3 bonds. Such structure is known as the condensed structure. And here the 3 number of hydrogen atom is represented by this subscript, that is 3, because this is 1, 2, 3. So it is 3. The obtained structure is called condensed structure or condensed structural formula. So for example, we have ethane. We know that in case of the ethane, 2 carbon atom are present, and in case of ethane, 6 hydrogen atom are present. So if we want to write the condensed structure for the ethane, so it is CH3 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 CH3. So this one is for the ethane. This is the condensed structure for the ethane. And if we want to write it in the form of the dash structure, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this is the dash structure, or this is the complete structure. We know that this line here, the hydrogen atom are present. Here the hydrogen atom are present. So this one is the condensed structure. Okay. Now if we want to write the condensed structure for the ethene, it means ethene. It belongs to alkene, and alkene means double bond. Where the double bond is present, the double bond is present in between the two carbon atom. So if we want to write the condensed structure for the ethene, so it will be CH2 double bond CH2. So instead of writing 2 hydrogen on the different position, we use the subscript. And this is the condensed structure for the ethene. So this is the So such structures are called the condensed structures. Similarly, we can write the any type of a condensed structure. For example, we have CH2 CH3. So this one is also the example of condensed structure. So we can write the condensed structure for any compound. We can easily write for any organic compound, especially we are talking about the organic compound, so we can write the structure easily. Now the third type of the representation of structure, it is known as the bond line structure. It is called the bond line structure. So in these structure, the carbon-carbon bond are represented by zigzag line. The carbon-carbon bond, this bond is represented by zigzag line. The carbon-carbon bond is represented by the zigzag lines, and the terminal denote methyl group. Terminal, the end part. Terminal means the end part. The terminal denote methyl group, CH3 group. This is the methyl group. CH3 group is the methyl group. So the carbon-carbon bond shown by the zigzag line, and the terminal is represented by the methyl group. The meaning, it means when the terminal is there, it means it contains the methyl group, unless it is stated or not. Unless it is stated or not, it is a methyl group. So the line function represent carbon atom bonded to appropriate number of hydrogen required to satisfy the valency of the carbon atom. To satisfy the valency of the carbon atom. So for example, if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and this one, this is structure. If we have a such type of a structure, so this is, these all are the carbon. These all are the carbon. These position means they contain the carbon atom. They contain the carbon atom, and this is the bond line notation. This is the bond line representation or the bond line notation. So when you according to the IUPAC system, if you want to write the name of such a structure, so first of all open it. This is CH3 CH2, this one is CH2 CH2 CH, and this one is CH3. Now see, the one carbon atom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 carbon atom are here. Now arrange the number of hydrogen atom according to the valency. So here CH3, this one is CH2, CH2, CH2. This is CH, and again it is CH3. Why it is CH? Because here one sharing of one, here one substituent group is present, and this is also CH3. This is a methyl group. This is a terminal. This is a terminal, and this one is the terminal. So all the terminals are the methyl group, and the representation for the methyl group is CH3. CH3 is the methyl group. So these are the terminals. This is one terminal, this is two terminal, and this one is the third terminal. So all the terminal are the methyl group, and this is one carbon atom, this is two carbon atom, three carbon atom, four carbon atom, five carbon atom, and six carbon atom. And here we have already discussed that the carbon-carbon bond is represented by a zigzag line. So this is the carbon-carbon bond, and this is represented by a zigzag line. This is a zigzag line. This is another. This one, this one, this one. So these are the carbon-carbon bond which is represented by the zigzag line, and these are the terminal, means they are the methyl group. Now before starting the IUPAC, that is IUPAC, that is International Union of Pure and Applied chemistry. This is the meaning of, this is the full form of the IUPAC. So before starting IUPAC, let's clear one thing. We know that about the functional group. We know that what are the functional group. So we know if OH, it is called alcohol. The functional group is alcohol. If CHO, it is aldehyde. If COOH, this is called carboxylic. This is called carboxylic acid. This one is the carboxylic acid. If CO or C double bond O, that time it is termed as a ketone. And if X means BrFICl, if anyone, X stand for the, this is for the halogen. This is called halogen. So if BrFICl, any group is present with the chain or with the saturated or unsaturated compound, it is the termed as the halo group. It is termed as a halo group. So this is all about the functional group. OH stand for the alcohol, CHO stand for the aldehyde, COOH, it stand for the carboxylic acid, CO or the C double bond O stand for the ketonic group. And if the CH3 group is present with as a any substituent, it is present as a substituent, so it is termed as a methyl. It is termed as a methyl group. It is a alkyl. Actually, it is a alkyl. If one carbon atom is present, it is a methyl. If two carbon atom are there, it is a ethyl. If three are there, it is a propyl. But basically, it is a alkyl. It is a alkyl group. It is a alkyl group. And this is the list of the functional group. So before starting the IUPAC nomenclature, I think it is clear to you because it is we have already discussed this topic in our previous class. That is alcohol. CHO stand for the aldehyde and the COOH stand for the carboxylic acid. CO, the meaning of CO, it means that a ketone is present. Ketone, propanone or butanone, carboxylic acid, that is the any carboxylic acid, that is the acetic acid or any one. And in the aldehyde means it is benzaldehyde. It is aldehyde, ul, it is ul. The suffix for the aldehyde is ul. This is all. This is oic. This is on. These are the suffix. All is used for the alcohol. Ul is used for the aldehyde. Oic is used for the when the carboxylic acid or carboxylic group is present. And when the ketone is present, ketone is represented by the CO. So we have to use the suffix on. That is ketone. That is propanone, butanone, OIC. Oic means butanoic acid, ethanoic acid, propanoic acid. Ul, that is propanol, butanol, pentanol. And alcohol, that is ethanol, propanol, butanol, hexanol. So these are the suffix. These are the suffix. And this one is the halogen. Br, that is bromo. F is fluoro. I is iodo. Cl is chloro. So this is all about the organic compound.